So, first and foremost, this video may seem random from the way that you're looking at it, but the reason why I'm filming outside, I'm sitting on grass, is because I tried filming the video inside, but I also realized that I needed fresh air, and it was too hot for me to just film it somewhere in my house. The point that I'm trying to make, you need to understand that you only live once, and the reason why I'm saying this is because, for example, you may be working hard, but no one's really appreciating you. And you may have things that you want to do or things that you have achieved, but you have no one to celebrate with. But also, I'm just going to say this because when you have everything that you want, it's because sometimes you think people are holding you back, and then you get what you want, and then you hope that they're still your friend, they're still your partner, they're still someone that you can go to. And that's what I'm trying to say, because you have things that you want, but no one went through the same experience that you did. Everyone has a different story, everyone has a different upbringing. So the experience that you have is your own experience, and it's not really the same as someone else's. So that's why, even if you get what you want or you don't, you need to start thinking why you're doing things, because you want certain people to know that you achieved something. And if those certain people don't acknowledge you, you're not going to be satisfied at all. And also, the achievement that you went after, you finally got what you wanted, and then you realize it's not really as satisfying as you thought. So that's what I'm trying to say, because it's mostly the journey that you go through and the people that you meet. And that's another thing that I'm trying to say, because you meet people at different stages of your life. When you meet people at a certain stage of your life, you then understand that you have low points, but you also have very high points. When you meet people at your lowest point, you need to understand that they were always there with you. When you meet different people at higher stages, you then start to wonder, are they here for you, or are they here only when good things happen? You're trying to level up, but if the people around you aren't leveling up, you're going to be brought down by certain people. So that's why I do understand that when you do things yourself, you're working at your own pace, no one is telling you what to do. But in a way, the people that you meet, it all happens for a reason. So that's why you need to be more optimistic and try and reach out to people as well, wherever you can. Because the person that reaches out, you need to understand that people want to feel good and they want to feel like people know them. You're always with people in a certain environment, and then you realize that you're no longer with people because of distance. And distance is another thing, because for example, that could be the last time that you see someone, and it's very important that you say what you mean and you mean what you say, but also you value that person as well, and they need to hear you say it. So one thing that I'm going to say when it comes to you only live once, you need to be your own person. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be your own person. And by doing so, you say that you want someone to be with you. Another thing that I'm trying to say is that you're not the same person without someone else. And without that person being there, they're not really pushing you to be a better person. And in a way, you should do it yourself, but you always have someone right by your corner. So when it comes to you only living once, it's because there's no right way to live. So that brings another question that I could say to you as well, that how did we get here? And so many people have different ways of how they think we got here. Because you're no longer responsible for yourself, you then realize that you're going to put someone else before yourself. That gives you another reason for being here, because someone wants you and someone needs you. And that's what I'm going to say, because to need someone to be there for you, that is when you start to value people more. Because without them, you're not going to be able to be the same. And when you need someone, it doesn't mean that you're codependent all the time. You need people that you can count on. You need people that are there for you when you get the best grade, you finally have someone that you're with, like a partner, you're having your dream wedding. And even if you don't want to get married, there's other stuff which you're looking forward to, where you need someone that, for example, babysits. And I'm just saying things which come to my mind right now because, for example, when you bring a child in this world, it gives you a reason for you to be living more, because you're no longer thinking about yourself, but you're thinking about how that child can be better. And that child is like a mini version of you. And that's really the point that I've been trying to make, but it's really hard to just explain. I haven't got a child myself, so I'm only looking at it from how I see other people act. But also, you need to realize you're going to have sleepless nights. Sometimes they say things which is really hurtful, but you don't blame them because they're a child. The things that you say to other people, if they were really your friend or really your partner, they'll at least hear you out. And it doesn't mean that they have to forgive you, but they're willing to at least hear you out. When you don't communicate with people, you're basically getting no closure at all. And I feel like as adults, we should be able to have a mature conversation. It doesn't mean that you let that affect you. And it truly depends on the situation. But let me just say this, because if someone treats you badly, and you have every right to treat that person badly as well, you don't want it to be that you have so much negative energy that you forget to live your life. And when you forget to live your life, you forget that you have things that you're looking forward to, you're growing up, that time isn't really on your side. And I just have a few things to say as well. So, you know, for example, when you learn through experiences, and that's really my main point, because when you learn through experiences, you have intention behind your action. And the intention behind your action is that you don't want to repeat the same mistakes. And you may be in the same situation and the same problems keep coming up. It's only so that you have time to grow and you think of a new way of how to solve a problem. You understand the experience itself is supposed to teach you something. So that's why when people try and critique you and they have all the negative things to say, you can then learn how other people act. And in a way, what they're saying is like something that you can take away as well. That is just how some people act, where they have a bad day and they're negative, and then they project their negativity onto some other people. So yeah, before I end this video, I just have 2 more points I'm trying to say. That some people, all they just do is work. And I do get it, you're meant to work towards something and become better. But if your life just revolves around work, it's really hard for you to have a conversation outside of work. And it feels uncomfortable to talk about anything else but work. So that's what I'm going to say, because when it comes to life in general, you don't really know how the future is going to plan out. And that's what I'm going to say, because it's good to have something to look forward to, but not to dwell in your past. And when you dwell on your past, it's because you dwell on your mistakes. You start saying, I wish I did this better. You won't move forward if you're always thinking about what you could do better. And even though you are working for most of your life, that is why you just need to enjoy the things that you do. And if not, to make it enjoyable. You don't want it to be that you're working so hard and people don't appreciate you, that when you think about it, you're not even doing it for yourself and you're not even doing it for anyone else. And when you're on autopilot, it's because you're just doing the same things. So when you're on autopilot, you're just doing the same things, you're seeing the same people. And depending on how those people are as well, if they're on autopilot, you then realize that so much time will go by, and then you're wondering, where did all the years go? So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, because you can see me now. Yeah, this is what the view is like. I don't normally sit on grass like this. I usually sit on something. But I understand the concept of you only live once, because I don't want it to be that because I want things to be perfect all the time, that's why I forget to not live at all. So yeah, you can see I'm just sitting on grass, and yeah, that's what I wanted to say for this video, because it's not that things have to be perfect, but you just need to become better. And that's what people say, because some people say that practice makes perfect, but practice makes you into a better person. I usually wear black because I don't want my shirts to be staining a lot. And not only that, it's because I sometimes sweat a lot, and yeah, I just don't want it to be obvious, basically. So by me doing this video, it's because I'm just going to keep saying it, you only live once. And the last thing that I'm going to say, if you take one thing away from this video, is that when you live for yourself, a weight is lifted off your shoulders, where you're not trying to impress people. You understand this comes with age, because when you're younger, you're trying to please all the people around you. But when you're older, you're trying to show people that your life is put together.